All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. No, I want to try something here real quick. Welcome back. Welcome back. How's it going? I'm going to try to go live on WAP, see what it does today. All right. I think we're live. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the stream. How's the foot? It's all right. I mean, it's feeling better. I can definitely tell it's getting better little by little. I got an MRI last night, and we'll see what it says. But yeah, it should be fine. I think it's just a little bit of a strain or some kind of muscle strain, tendon, something's going on in there. But I'll be back. Tesla looks like an interesting setup today. That's going to be one of the top watches. Definitely keep an eye on this thing. You guys can hear that noise again? Really? Huh. Why did it come back today? Uh-oh. Let me see here. It's gone? All right. Maybe it was just a little temporary noise. Let me see real quick. Good? All good? All right, cool. Yeah, no, nothing's there. All right. Well, welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Some decent moves yesterday on some individual equities. The trade yesterday, the morning trade was tough. Just sort of got me messed up again. Need to do a little bit. That's going to be my main focus today. My main focus today is to not get involved in any kind of morning choppy action. The difficult part yesterday, I guess, what got me was there was individual equities that were moving, and those individual equities just moved without the market. So like Tesla, really nice downside. The Apple 215 fail was absolutely beautiful, and the market just never gave me like real confidence to get involved. And that is sort of one, why I missed out on some of these trades, and then two, why I lost some money on some of these trades. Just couldn't get that full confidence. And just another one of those days, man. We're gonna be, we're gonna experience those days. Not every day's a green day. That's what defines you as a trader. Get back in the seat. Get back on the computer and step back into the arena again. So, yeah, just not a great day for me again yesterday. Last 3 days just haven't really performed at my top tier ability. But I know all it takes is one good trade. A couple good setups, some momentum here again. And we'll be right back at it. So, it is what it is. Got to move on. Some really nice fades yesterday at some key levels. Absolutely, our levels were spot on. Levels worked. It's just how you execute it, right? Levels worked. The strategy works. It's not about the strategy not working. It's just how you execute it. Yesterday, could have done better executing my strategy. So it is what it is. Let's move on. So today, let's jump in. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And let's get into the charts. So let me try something real quick. I'm going to try to do this. There we go. Messing around with trying to help work on the live stream stuff. But I don't want to share my entire screen. So I'll just go ahead and share the window. There we go. Oh, wrong window. Bear with me, folks. All right. So let's jump in. Economic data today. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Economic data, I don't think too much on the economic side. We do have, not too much on our economic side. You guys can see right here. Building permits, housing starts, import price. Not too much going on there. You guys can see building permits, housing starts, import price index, or import prices, 830, 915, capacity utilization, industrial production. Not too much there on the economic today, but tomorrow we have to know that FOMC. So tomorrow, right, we know when the markets trade prior to FOMC, they get sometimes a little bit uncertain. And that is sort of what we saw yesterday. Just sort of a morning chop. Today might be something, you got to be careful of that as well. Obviously, anticipation of FOMC. And then tomorrow morning, pretty much the whole half of the day, tomorrow, we'll have to be cautious of FOMC as well. So that's really it. Let's just go ahead and let's do our thing as we normally do, man. And let's go ahead and talk about this NASDAQ, because something that happened yesterday, I think something very important happened yesterday. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Yesterday, you got a little pop above this supply, and you are failing back below it. And I think this is very, very important today. You guys can see right here, man. We had this little, it's pretty much a middle finger, right? Just a little middle finger right above that supply, little FU candle right above that supply right here. And we failed right back below it. We failed right back below that 20,000, 20,040 on the NASDAQ futures. So that is very important here, right? That is very important here. You can see that we have this 20,000 to 20,040 level on the NASDAQ future. We have these Friday's lows. We had these Wednesday's highs. And we can see that was the early morning high yesterday on the market, around that 20,000, 20,040 level, right? So if I drop this down in the 15-minute chart, you can see, look what went on yesterday. We had that early morning rejection, which was our very key supply level right here. We squeezed through that intraday, right? And then we are now right back below it, right? And we're failing right back below it. So this is a little bit concerning to me. I think this is definitely a reason to look short off this level today. If we can sort of maintain up in here towards the open, I think we can definitely look short, right, towards, off this supply today. Now, the only thing I will say that's going to make this day a little bit difficult is we have a very tight range here, right? We have a range between, it looks to be the low from yesterday around 19,830 to around that 20,000, 20,040. So this is a little bit of a tight range and could get a little bit tricky to get how limited it's herb. There's like 10 slots left. I'm probably just going to take it off tomorrow. 20,000, 20,040, 20,000 area right here. You guys can see that, right? And we have that low. We have these. See this little low from Friday? We have this low from Friday right here, and then we have this low that it was established yesterday right there, and that's right around 19,830. So I'm a little bit concerned about, obviously, right? I'm a little bit concerned about shorting into that level, but to short into this level, we just have to make sure we have high risk reward, right? We need to be entering puts close to this supply, so that we have a positive risk reward on a trade into that demand low at 19,830. So that's very important. Let's make sure we pay attention to that at that 19,830 level. Now, the reason it's been, I think, a little bit difficult, to be honest, over the last few days is you're just really messy in here, guys. Right, guys? It's not like a beautiful area on the NASDAQ futures here. I got to say, it's definitely been a very, right, look at how this price action has just been sort of overlapping itself. It's not really a beautiful move up, upward moving market. It's not really a nice stair-stepping action. Really, the only stair-stepping action that we've seen is over the last, let's just call it since Thursday of last week, right? So right here, you can see we're starting to get some clear stair-stepping, right? Some higher lows, higher highs. But when we zoom out on this market, you're definitely going to start trading back into a pretty messy zone over here, right? Look at all this mess. And so it gets a little bit tough to like really, really build a structured game plan, really build some detailed spots to trade off of. But I think for now, this is the clearest spot, right? You have retested that Friday low. You have rejected it yesterday. You got above it and failed back below it this morning. And so now we can definitely confidently say, hey, there might be some nice heavy selling here around the 20K, 20,040. And if that stays heavy, we might be able to get a little bit of slippage to take advantage of. To me, I think the most confident place to take this market lower would only be a fail under possibly these pre-market lows. Those pre-market lows from yesterday at that 19,750 spot, you can see right here, this little double bottom low. That probably will be where it gets a little bit more slippery if we fail below that. But I would just have a general, respect for some of these lows that are down here, because we have seen some of these lows start to get held. Yesterday is an example of that, right? Overnight here was an example of that. Friday or Thursday into Friday was an example of that. So we're starting to see some signs of a pullback long market, right? Some signs of a pullback long market. You can see pullback long, right? Pullback long, right? Some of these pullback longs are starting to come in. Here's your demand right here, right here, right here, right here. You're starting to get some stair-stepping upside moves. So we do need to still respect these downside demands. So 19,830, 19,750, two spots I'm watching. This definitely looks like a potential failure point today. I would be watching that at 20,000, 20,040. If we get above this level and we hold above this 20,040 today, right, then I would consider a long off 20,040, maybe up into our 20,200, 20,200, 20,220 area. That is, I think that's the only long I would consider, is a clear breakout above the 20,040 level, right? Because if we go down to the 5-minute chart, we can clearly see this high that has developed. Yesterday, that was our morning failure, right? Our pop and fade morning failure. And we can see right here in the pre-market, we are right back below that level. So I would really want to see a hold back above this to have any interest in a long today, right? Over that 20,040 spot. Okay, let's go to the QQQ. I think the QQQ cleans it up just a little bit more, which I think helps. The QQQ and SPY definitely clean this up just a little bit, which I think should help. So here on the QQQ, I think this is pretty clear. You have this very clear Wednesday high. You have this very clear Friday high. And you have this very clear pre-market low that's stepping up right now. And it looks to just be 480. It really does. It looks to just be 480 on the Qs. You have a nice 480 here. You have a nice 480 here. You have a nice pre-market low at 480 right now. It looks to be 480 to me, right? If you see this right here, this 480 is starting to really show up. So 480 Qs definitely looks important. I absolutely hated the way the Qs traded yesterday. Hated it. I don't know why the Qs just randomly held where they did. Actually, I do know why. It's because of the SPY. Right? It's actually due to the SPY, in my opinion, why the Qs held where they did. But the Qs, right, was not clean above Friday's highs. So you can see I'll show you in a second, right? Take a look at this. See this SPY? Just going to show you real quick to tell you what I'm talking about here. See this SPY right here? See the Friday highs? See how clean it held above that yesterday? See how we popped, pulled back, and retested the previous day highs and then ripped off that? That's really nice, right? That is a break and retest long off of the Friday's highs. Beautiful. That's clean. Now, if I go to the QQQ, right, take a look at what happened right here. Look what happened at the Friday highs. You just started to dance around this area, really no structured hold above that Friday high. And actually, I would say at some points, actually looked like it was rejecting that high, right? See this? Actually, at some points, looked like it was going to fail back under that Friday high. So I think this is what got me pretty good yesterday, right? It just didn't line up for me. I would have loved, like, if the QQQ was sort of doing this and holding above that Friday high and was perfectly maintaining those previous highs, turning them into lows alongside the SPY, that may have been maybe a better day for me. But that QQQ was just really messy in there today, and honestly, it sort of concerns me today as well, right? I don't have a very good read here on the Qs of where this might hold, right? Because in my trading strategy, I would look for a break and retest below the Friday highs here, right? I would look for us to break back under the Friday highs, which looks to be around $480 per share. I would look for a rejection of that level, right? And I would look for that to continue, likely to, I would say, this 476 low. Now, my concern today is, what if we get a rejection of 480 and then just randomly pop at like this little low from yesterday? That's something I'm slightly cautious of. And so for that, what I'm going to do here, as much as I don't like to do this, I'm going to put a level at that previous day low. I mean, I do like placing levels at previous day lows, but I really don't have like that being a major spot. But we can see there is something that held right around this, call it 477.50, right? So right here. Let me go ahead and place this real quick. There is something that held right here. You see this right here? See this? This is from Friday. See how it held right there? That's very similar to our NASDAQ 19,830. So you see that right there? See that on the NASDAQ? These lows right there and this high from Friday, 19,830. That's where the NASDAQ held yesterday. So look how clean that is. You run this line across here, and you can see you have this Friday double bottom low that turned into the low of day yesterday, right? And then if we go to the QQQ, we can actually see it's pretty much the same exact thing, right? So take a look at this Qs. You have a previous double bottom low right here and Friday high that turned into the low of day on Qs. So I will put that level there today, right? I will put that level there today just to make sure I'm cautious. If I am short at that point, I need to make sure I am putting, let me go ahead and put PDL, right? Previous day low at that point. So I make sure I know I'm not shorting right into that PDL. So that'll be something I watch. Yeah, I know it's exactly 477.80, but I'm not about putting it at, it's 477.50 for me. So yeah, that's a little bit messy there. But if we go back to the Qs, we can see I would assume a fail back under 480 should give you some slippage, right? I would assume under 480 should give you some slippage, but I would also assume that 480 could be a holding spot today, right? We could definitely hold 480. If we hold 480 and we maintain here, we hold above Friday's highs, we hold above Wednesday's highs, there might be an upside move today to act towards this supply high. That's very possible, right? That's very possible. So let's watch 480. And then let's, of course, watch the 485.46. This was our big-ass supply that we talked about on this 4-hour on the Qs prior. Take a look at where we rejected yesterday. This is no joke, right? This is what's really interesting. Take a look at what 486, 485 is. 486, 485 is not a joke of a level, right? Look at this. This is some major previous rejections. Let me zoom out and show you the whole picture here. So we're going to zoom back into this time frame on the market, and we're going to focus on this area right here, right? Block out the noise and just focus on this area right here. You can see rejection, 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 turned into a hold, which led this market higher. So this was a key flip right here. But prior to that flip, look at how many times the QQQ failed this level. Look at all those major fails. Major fails. These aren't just like little baby fails. This is huge. This is huge, right? 485, 486, that is where you spiked into yesterday and got hit, right? Look at how perfectly it spiked into that level yesterday and got hit. So that's interesting. That's interesting, right? That's also these lows from just last week or 2 weeks ago. See that? And see where this died? See how we died under that level? And now we're trading back into it. So it's very tempting. It's very tempting to consider whether this is the now lower high on this market. It's very tempting. I'm trying my best not to create any kind of big ideas here, but that is a very tempting idea that I would continue to pay attention to about whether this is a new high that is going to create another leg down on this market. That's a big ass spot. So let's continue to watch it, right? I'm not going to say anything today. I'm not going to make any bold statements, but that is definitely a big spot, guys. I would make sure you have this bright red, man. This spot right here needs to be bright ass red on your QQQ level, because that is no joke. Right up there at 485, 486. Okay? ES. S&P 500 futures. So, yesterday, really nice sort of, the ES cleans this up a little bit for us. So, let's go ahead and talk about this ES, because I think this cleans it up a little bit for us. We have some very clear higher lows that are starting to form, and we have to trade levels, right? And so, today, I am not going to allow myself to get aggressively short, maybe some scalp shorts, but not get aggressively short until we break under 56.90, right? And why is that? Why can't I do that? Because what you can see here, guys, on the 30-minute chart is we have some very clear previous highs at this 56.90, right? We have very clear highs all last week, major rejections. Look at that Friday high on ES, right? And this is where I got fucked up yesterday. I'm going to be honest, right? This is where I just didn't read the market right yesterday. And that's okay. I mean, sometimes you can't expect to read the market right every day, guys, right? Sometimes you got to look back, reassess, say, oh, shit, man, that was so clean. I don't know why I missed that. That's just simply going to happen, right? It's going to happen sometimes. So yesterday, I just didn't have the right read. And you can see right here, we had a very clear Friday high, right? And just a perfect break, rejection, right? Retest of that previous Friday high and a beautiful squeeze higher off of it. So that is a textbook break and retest. And I don't look at this and say, I hate the market, man. What a piece of shit this market is. I can't believe this market. What a terrible action. I don't ever allow my mind to go to that route. I don't ever. I think like there's always a. I'm trying to think about the analogy I'd like to make here. There's always a needle in the, not really a needle in the haystack, or there's always a silver lining, or there's always a very clear explanation as to why the market did what it did. Guys, don't think that like everything's just bullshit. Like if you were wrong yesterday and I was wrong yesterday, you need to look back and say, okay, why did the market do what it did? Let me make sure I understand this, because this is the only way I'm going to improve. And so yesterday, there is a very explainable reason as to why the market squeezed higher. And that is pretty much perfectly a rejection of Friday's highs, right? A rejection here of Friday's highs, and a perfect pullback and hold on the Friday's highs. I mean, it is spot fucking on. It's about actually as clean as it could get, right? So yesterday was actually one of the cleanest pullback longs that you could have ever seen, right? Pretty much all of last week's highs, turning into a low a day. So that is quite beautiful. And I missed it, and that's it, right? That's really it. I missed it. So today, right, we're going to watch that again, right? We have to be very careful of that again. 56.90. So if we do pull back today to that level, we need to respect that level, and we need to make sure we're not going to short into that, because that's exactly yesterday's lows, right? And that's exactly Friday's highs. CNBC alert. And that is, right, 56.90. So really nice stuff, right? Really nice stuff. 56.90, nice hold, nice demand, break, retest long, and that's that. So today, let's watch out for that level on the downside. If we break under that level, I would have a lot more confidence for downside, right? That would be the spot to short under, in my opinion. If you don't fail under that spot, I think you got to get really careful on the short side today, right? If you don't break under that spot, then you have to be cautious on the short side. The only little sneaky short that I would say you could look to scalp this morning is possibly a fail here at 57.25, if you really want to get aggressive on that. 57.25, possible fails right here. That's something you can watch, but that would only be a scalp down into these demand lows, okay? Under 56.90, then I think you can move lower towards maybe this 56.50. To the upside, you are trading into these lows right here. These Thursday lows and this Monday rejection, that's your next big spot. 57.70, 57.80 zone. That's your next big spot up here, okay? SPY cleans this up really nicely, right? This is really, I would say, at least for me today, I'm pretty sure this is going to be an NTZ, right? After 3 days of red, for me, 3 days in a row of being red, I need to establish a very clear no trade zone, and I need to stick to that today, right? Even if I don't trade today, even if I just, stop the bleeding and just get another day past me without any red, that's a win, right? And so I need to establish, in my opinion, a pretty clear NTZ. Sully, appreciate that, Sully. Yeah, that's the free watch list. So if you guys want to get my free watch list every day, go down below in the description. Sully, appreciate that. If you guys want to get a free watch list every day, go down below. It says free watch list. That's in WAP. And it goes straight to your email, which is sick, right? So that quick video goes straight to your email, straight to your WAP app. Pretty cool. I would highly recommend it. If you guys want to maybe get a little bit a toe into the ecosystem of what I provide, that's a great place to start, right? If you want to get maybe a little bit of more free information from Desi, that's going to be the great spot, right? So I basically summarize everything we've talked about here in the live stream into a quick video, usually 2-3 minutes, really quick read, really quick watch before your trading session. And you can go ahead and sign up for that for free down below. Totally free, guys. That's no BS. Like, all you have to do is make a WAP account, and you get it. So, yeah, appreciate that, Celia. I appreciate that. 570 SPY, 563 SPY. That really is, I think, a pretty clear NTZ here, guys. I really do believe that that's a pretty clear NTZ, which is a no trade zone. You absolutely can look to fade the 570 today and long the 563. I think you can absolutely look for that. And you know what, man? I may do it myself, right? If I really see something that really tickles my fancy, right? If something really gets me interested, I will look for that, right? At the maybe a 563 long or a 570 short. But I'm going to be super selective between this zone in this 570 to 563 zone. I just want to be cautious in there. Underwhelming amount of likes this morning. I agree, Crack Attack. I agree. Free information on YouTube every day, 8 a.m. Can't press the like button. Sickening. 570. 563. That's the spot, right? And so let me zoom in on this a little bit. You can see this was, once again, Friday's highs and yesterday's lows. And so that's 563. And that could absolutely be a pullback long today. Absolutely, that could be a pullback long. And that could be a really nasty bear trap, right? At that, once again, right? So please be careful of that 563 today. There's no doubt that that could hold up. If we break under 563, I do like that short today. Under this Friday high, under yesterday's lows, I like the short down into 559. I love that short. That would be my short right there. I would love that if we can get that today. I would even be interested in the pop and fade into 570. 570 is a pretty legit level up here. You guys can see right here, right here, right here. And guess what, guys? Guess what? We're getting pretty damn close to the 200 SMA, which is going to get very interesting. It's going to get real interesting once we get up into that 200 SMA. Maybe we are due for that to push back higher again, right? Maybe we get another push higher into that 200 SMA, and that's when all bets are on the table right there. That's where it's go time, right? Is it a break and reclaim above the 200, or is it a monster fail there? That's going to be a huge spot right in there. Huge spot. So let's see, right? Maybe we are due for at least a test of the 200 on the SPY. That could be something we look for. Once we're up there, though, it's going to get real interesting at that level. All right, guys. We got some economic data import. I mean, nothing that looks like it's really going to affect the market today, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip past it. Let's go ahead and let's jump into the IWM. So IWM, pretty decent move yesterday. I would look for this right here. It actually looks like the rest of the market, right? Look at how everything sort of looks the same. Man, I wish this would work. Look at how the IWM looks pretty much the same. See this right here? 203, 203. Take a look at that hold right there. Pretty interesting. Wish I could hide this account number. I need to put a black box over that. There's $4 in my TOS account. So if anyone wants the $4 in my TOS account, go ahead, have at it. 203. There's your rejections here, right? 203 rejections here, 203 right here, right here, right here. You can see IWM breaking and holding above that level. So 203, very possibly a pullback long. Very possibly a pullback long, 203. I would watch that today on the IWM. Under 203, possible rejections back into 201. And 206 is your upside supply. So pretty clear levels on the IWM today. Here's my concern today. Here is one of my, something to watch today. Something to keep eyes on. Let me mark this out. I think 227 is a big spot. It has been in the past. I remember that being a big spot. But I'm just going to show you the bigger picture here in a second. I want to get some stair-step levels here, though. Because the SMH has been stair-stepping nicely, right? We can see 223, 227. We've been sort of stair-stepping to the upside, which has been very nice. However, I want to show you guys something. This is a big, big day for the SMH, or at least a big week, right? Post-FOMC really is probably the tell of what happens here. Take a look at this, guys. This is huge, right? Huge major low SMH. Huge major low SMH. Huge double bottom low 4-hour chart. And we are trading right back into it. And not only that, we have a daily 20 SMA that we are about to look at, right? About to tap if we do get up into that 233. So this is going to be a monster spot on the SMH. That's going to really decide whether the SMH gets back up into this range, right? Does the SMH get back up into this range, or does it stay as a failure, right, below this range? When you look at it like this, right, does the SMH reclaim back up into these lows and start to, get back into this move up here, or does the SMH turn these lows into new highs. And that right there, my friends, would definitely instill some weakness, I would say, on the SMH, right? So big watch here, right? Big watch for NVIDIA, AMD, all the semiconductors, TSM, Broadcom. What happens here on the SMH is going to very much tell you what the next move on those stocks are, right? So let's make sure we start to pay attention to this a little bit. Let's go to the Dow Jones real quick, and then we will jump into some individual equities. So Dow Jones, pretty clear spot here. It looks like 42.5. Yeah, 42.5. That's it right here. You guys can see that has been our level. But take a look at what the Dow's doing, right? We're getting the stair step. We're getting the stair step across some names. We have been getting the stair step. Look at the stair step here. Take a look at the stair step. Higher lows, higher highs have been established for the short term, and I mean like the last 2 days, right? Which is also a possible indication of bear flag activity. It absolutely is, right? This little stair-stepping action that we're getting here is also possible bear flag activity. So this could go both ways, but for now we are seeing some stair step, right? You can see right here. Look at the Dow Jones. Higher low, higher high, higher low, right? The Dow Jones needs to hold, in my opinion, 42,000 today. If you hold 42,000, you can curl to the upside again and go into that 42.5. Now, if the Dow Jones breaks below 42K, breaks this flag, and rejects 42K, yeah, that's no bueno, right? That's back into 41.6. That's possibly bear flag breakdown territory. So 42,000 looks to be the most important level in the Dow today. That has to hold. All right, let's jump. Oh, my God. Please stop. Please. Oh, no. Oh, no, Tesla, please stop. Oh, man. The one that got away, man. This hurts. This hurts. Yeah, this hurts just a little bit. This hurts just a little bit. Ty, GG's, Ty. I saw you swung those Tesla puts, man. Way to go, man. Beautiful. Great trade. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, man. All right. Well, look at this. Look at this shit. We called this out from a mile away, man. From a mile away. Bear flag Tesla, right? Right back into our 250. Right back into our 250. Little double top at that 250 spot. Breakdown yesterday, and this thing looks like it's about to get real ugly. There's going to be plenty of time, right? Let's not get too upset. There's going to be plenty of opportunity here on Tesla. If this thing really does start going, we can catch this, no doubt. Here's the levels I would watch today, okay? First and foremost, failures of 233. If we can get a bounce of 233, that is going to be your best entry of the day. If you can get a bounce back into the Thursday's lows, back into yesterday's lows, if you can get that push back into it, that's going to be your best entry of the day. Do we get that? I couldn't tell you. I hope to God we do, but I don't know if we will. Now, I want to say Tesla should go straight to 218. I really do. I think Tesla should go straight to 218, in my opinion. I don't see any reason why it would hold up until this 218 major demand low. Now, what I've done here is I've gone down to the 5-minute chart, and I wanted to start to get like some really minute levels to make sure I'm not missing anything, right? So I'll make sure I'm just not being blind through this downside. There's two spots I would watch here, guys. It looks to me that it's around 228.50. I would throw 228.50 on your charts. There's a little low right here. There's some lows that came in on this. This is back on the 11th. There's a nice little high here. Nice little lows right here, right? So 228.50 looks like it could be a spot. Under that, it looks like 223.50 right here. 223.50, 223.50, 223.50. And if I go even further back, let me go back like 15 days. You guys can see right here, 223.50 right here, and some action right there. So just watch these. I wouldn't say these are like major demands. They are definitely not major demands. That's for sure. Okay, I'm not saying that these are spots that are going to hold this up. but they are sort of reactionary spots that you might get some blips, right? You might get a little blip, or you might get a little blip off that level of support. So just be aware of that. 228.50, 223.50, two spots you can watch for potential blips. I would not long those levels. I would not be too worried about it turning into a V-shaped recovery. But I would just make sure you have them on your charts to be aware of it. Holy shit, this thing's going straight down. My settings for the two, guys, it's just the daily SMA. That's it. I appreciate the donation, OR. But really all it is daily SMA. You just type it in. You go to the settings gear. You type in 200. And you press OK. And that's about it. That's about it. Man, oh man. How's the market looking? All right, so we're failing that 20,000 again and that ES 5725 again. Damn. Okay. All right, so Tesla, there it goes. There it goes. What a beautiful move. 228.50, 230 or 223.50, 228.50, and ultimately 218. If you break under 218, I mean, vaya con Dios. I would say 210, 210.50, these lows would be your target. I think plenty of opportunity today. We'll catch it somewhere. Look for the break and retests. Look for the bounce and rejection of the 233 spot. That would really be the best entry if we can get it. All right, NVIDIA. So if the SMH rejects that level that we talked about on the 4-hour chart, I would continue to watch NVIDIA to fail this 121, 122. Now, I know NVIDIA has that event today, which is, something to be cautious of. I think it's around 1 p.m. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I think the NVIDIA event's around 1 p.m. But 121 looks to be a very clear supply. You also rejected the daily 20 SMA yesterday. And dare I say, if that SMH does reject, man, if that SMH gets a meaningful rejection here, there is a interesting break of trend here on NVIDIA, right? You can see NVIDIA has had this very clear uptrend that got slashed through yesterday. And if we start to make a lower high here, I would say a fail under 118 is a very good reason for a rejection, right? If we fail under this Friday or this Thursday high, I think there is a very clear reason to look short on NVIDIA. So under Thursday's highs and under yesterday's lows. That's what you're looking for, right? This is Thursday's highs and this is yesterday's lows. That's pretty much right at 118, right? Call it 117.80, 118. It's pretty much right there, all right? If you turn this into a failure point today and you break below it and turn into a rejection and you fail below yesterday's lows, that I think is a very clear reason to look short on NVIDIA, okay? AMD, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see AMD holding this pop. I do not see it. So this is definitely going to be something I continue to stalk here. I do not see AMD holding up on a straight-up move, especially knowing AMD's tendencies. I would absolutely be watching this. 106.50, big spot reject. Look at this rejection at 106.50 right here. That's a major rejection. Look at where we're at right now, guys. 106.50. If you break under this 104 and you break under that daily 20 SMA, I would say it's a free ride back to 102. And if you break under 102, it's right back into this channel low, right? So I would absolutely be looking to take advantage of this squeeze yesterday on AMD right into supply at 106.50. And I would also be looking to take advantage of a continuation of downtrend, right? This is still a downtrend on the 4-hour, and look at exactly where you're at. You're right at the downtrend on the 4-hour. So that is 100% a watch for me today on AMD. Broadcom, really weak off this 198 spot. You can see these major previous lows at 198 turning into a rejection spot. That is pretty damn clear. Broadcom actually with some bad news as well. I think it's Google, right, using a different semiconductor or using cheaper chips or whatever the hell that news is. Either way, it's bad for Broadcom, I guess. A little bit of a catalyst against it. 198, very clear supply. I would be a little bit careful of shorting this into the 180, 186, 200 SMA, but I have an alert under 186. If we get under 186, that would be something I watch. What else? What else? What else on the semis? ARM. What a trade yesterday on ARM. Really nice call out on ARM yesterday. We talked about this upside off 118.50. That paid beautifully. But now ARM is in no man's land for me. I'm not interested in ARM today. Rejections at 126 if we can get up there, or under 118.50. I'll put an alert under 118.50 as well. Either side, I'll be interested. But right now, it's in no man's land. So not too interested there. Let's jump into some Mag 7 names. Meta. So Meta 600, that's going to be your spot to look for a fail below. Under 600, I would look for downside towards 585 again. If we hold 600, look for the pop and fade off 614. You can look to long 600 if the market looks strong today. Make sure you have that market behind you. 600, possible hold spot. If you can get higher, I would watch 614. Amazon, another perfect 200 SMA rejection. We've said this about 20 times over the last week. It's happened every single time. Bam, 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 bam. Yesterday, bam again. 200 SMA, Amazon again. You can't short it now, unfortunately. 192, 190 demand is not the place to short. If you didn't short it at the 200 SMA, you're out of your goddamn mind now looking to short it. So we have to get under this low now. That's the only way you short this, is under this low. Under 190 is the only place that you look for a short here on Amazon. If it's not under 190, you are shorting into the exact level that smacked puts, smacked shorts, and probably going to smack them again. So absolutely no reason to short today. If you didn't have confidence to short here, why the hell do you have confidence to short here? That will never make sense. You need to get under this low. If you can get under this low and reject it, then sure, we can look for a rejection below. Or if we can get some kind of pop again, we can see if there's another fade. But for now, unfortunately, that short is gone, unless we move lower. Google 164, 165, 169.50, dead center of the zone. Really not interesting there. APP. Oh, shit. I like that. APP. Okay. All right, so this is a big spot for APP. You guys can see right here. Check out this 4-hour chart. Check out this 4-hour chart on APP. You guys can see we have a major previous low here that is now turning into a double top rejection after a very clear sort of grinding upside move. That is definitely something to watch here, right? We have this sort of upside move back into these lows. Now we're failing here at 310, 315, 100 SMA right above. That is an interesting play. I would say if you can fail back under 290 here, if you can fail under 290, you could potentially get that to continue. I would say put an alert under 290. If that hits, I would definitely get interested there. Let's go to Apple. Apple 215. What a beautiful fade yesterday. Oh, my goodness. Major previous lows, Apple 215. Look at that wick. Look at that thing, man. On the 1-minute chart. On the 1-minute chart. Even on the 1 minute. Look at that. Right at 215. Oh, man. What's the exact high? 214.97. 214.97. Oh, this one hurts. I don't know how I missed this yesterday. I'm not going to miss it today. I'm definitely keeping eyes on this. 215. Look at that 215. You're under it again. Watch for this to reject again. 215. Absolutely a spot, right? Guys, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about Amazon, right? This is the concept. So you take a look at this Amazon, right? And you say, hey, very clear rejections at the 200 SMA. And if we're trading here, I need to consider whether that's another fade spot for a move back into the channel low demand, right? And you need to be interested. Like Apple is inviting you to be interested in that, right? Apple is saying, hey, I'm giving you another shot here at positive risk reward. I'm giving you another opportunity of positive risk reward. Instead of asking me about Apple when it's here, right, after Apple has faded 215 and is now trading at 210, right, we need to get interested here. That's where the risk reward is for this potential trade. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to work. That's not what it means. But it at least is where you have a positive R. All right, and so that is something I would watch today. All right. Palantir. If Palantir loses 85 today, another thing I would watch, right? There's some good watches out there if we get some weakness, in my opinion, and a lot of upside supplies. 85, if we break below 85, I think you could move to the downside. Watch for a break below 85. Palantir is really hitting its head on this major supply at 90 to 92, right? And it's also, guess what? Rejecting the daily 20 SMA. It's rejecting the daily 20 SMA. And that could be a very good reason for a little something. How many stocks look like this right now? How many stocks look like this right now? I would watch under 85 today on Palantir. Definitely something to maintain, or something to keep on your watch. All right, guys. So with all of that said, let's jump back into the futures to wrap this session up. You have to see the markets stay below, in my opinion, 20,000 to 20,040 to continue to to consider the short side watch today. You got to stay under this yesterday rejection and that Friday low, 20,000, 20,040. QQQ, I would say obviously stay below 485. I would say get under the 480. ES, I would say get it under the 5690, but you could try to fade the 5725. And on the SPY, if you can get under the 563, this could really get special to the downside, but we have to get under that 563. That is definitely something to be cautious of today. Okay? Yeah, I'll go quick Netflix. Netflix under 950. If you reject 950 today and the 50 SMA, I think you could quickly give up this move. So watch 950 and the 50 SMA. All right, guys, I appreciate that. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for subscribing, pressing the like button. How many likes we got? Oh, we got a decent amount of likes. All right, sweet. All right, guys, appreciate the support. I hope you have a fantastic trading day out there. Once again, if you want to get my watch list here in a few minutes, make sure to go down below, press the like button, or go down below and press it where it says free watch list. Sign up for free, and I will see you guys there. Have a fantastic trading day. See you tomorrow. Peace out.